So welcome back to another video about the home building process. Today we're going to talk about an important part of the structure of the house known as sheathing. So the exterior of the home is covered with boards. Different kinds of boards can go on it, and we're going to cover that here in just a minute. But basically, once the studs are stood up, you have to keep something from making it rack, is what it's called, which means it would slide side to side. So the sheathing that's on this house is an example called OSB. So OSB, I'm holding a piece here in my hand. This is just pieces of wood that are put together with resins or glues, and then it creates a very, very strong surface that can be used for sheathing, it can be used for flooring. It's a very, very common building material that's used for this type of application. So the sheathing that is put on the house is just held on by nails, okay? However, the nail pattern that they do on these is specified by code. So sometimes you'll get an exterior sheathing inspection. You'll see a note on your inspection report and it will say nail pattern is improper or something like that. All they're saying is that they want additional nails put through the OSB to make sure that that structure is nice and strong. So you'll notice that these come together at the studs and then they match it up. But this is exposed to the elements. What they don't want is water dripping in, so that's what you see with this blue right here. It's a sealant along that edge. And then along the bottom, they'll put on specific types of OSB that are specially made to be water resistant. Now, OSB is the most common type of material that's used. People could use plywood as well. Plywood's a little bit more expensive, but same difference, same approach. Bottom line, this material is made specifically for creating that structural strength that's needed in the house. The reason I'm spending so much time on it is because this is one of the most important parts of the entire structure of the house. But as important as the sheathing that goes on it is what goes on the outside after the sheathing goes on. Those are called water resistant barriers. So now let's hop into that. So by far, one of the most common types of water resistant barriers is generically called Tyvac. That actually is a brand name of the product. Tyvac is just a material that will allow water vapor to pass to the outside, but it won't allow water to penetrate to the inside. It's kind of like a one-way street. So this material is just very thin, but it's made specially for these types of projects. Now you've also seen, for example, Tyvac envelopes, that you want something that's going to stay nice and dry. They make it out of Tyvac as well, kind of cool side note. So this material is just really thin. They put it on, they will overlap it, and then they'll tape the seams together. Anytime that there is a penetration like this electrical box, they will come in and they will seal this off with this type of tape. Now, this is the most common thing that's done in Central Ohio. But now let's talk about some of the hybrid types that actually incorporate the OSB and the water resistant barrier on the exterior. One side note, Tyvac is just one type. It's white, you see it all over the place. There's different brands out there, some of it's green, some of it's blue. All of it is basically, though, the same type of product. Goes on and keeps that water from coming in and invading the house. So now let's talk about these hybrid type products that take it up to the next level. Very, very common product that is this hybrid model that I'm talking about is called Zipwall. Now there's different products that are out there. Zipwall is made by a company called Huber. They're probably the most well known for this type of product. So you notice that the back of this just your standard OSB, just like I showed you before. But this has a coating that's on it that's a water resistant barrier, similar to the Tyvac that we just talked about, that allows moisture to pass through but doesn't allow it to come in. The zip goes on the wall, and then this tape is specially made for these systems, and it's pressure sensitive. They have to roll it on. This is kind of the next level up when you're talking about sheathing products. Now, every builder is going to have their opinion, whether OSB and Tyvac, or whether it's zip systems, or we'll even cover one other product here, whether that's better. The difference comes in cost and labor. So with OSB, you put the OSB up and then you put the Tyvac over it. With the zip, it's together, so now all of a sudden you don't have the labor of additionally putting on the Tyvac. Now this product is more expensive than just OSB and Tyvac, but by saving on the labor, that helps to bring that cost in line. Bottom line, it is going to cost you more for zip walls, but well worth it in my opinion if you're given the choice. Okay, so another take on this water resistant barrier is a Sprayon variety. Really cool product. So the OSB is put on the house, and then once it's all framed in and ready to go, company comes in and will spray this material on. What's cool about this material, remember I said that water needs to pass from the inside of the house outside, to allow water vapor to escape, but yet you don't want any water coming back in. So while this is not waterproof, this material is specially made to allow that dynamic to occur. Now, this fills in all the little gaps and everything in the home. And then at the bottom of the home, they'll put this paper on and they'll spray over it so it creates just a solid coating on the entire exterior of the house. Really cool product. Can be rather expensive, but again, if given an option to go with straight OSB and Tyvac or go with something like this, this would be considered that step up from just traditional OSB and Tyvac. Okay, so now let's talk about a product that's a little less expensive, but the engineering behind the walls is a little bit more expensive. You can see everything kind of offsets each other, right? So this particular material, now this is a product called Dryline, but it's generically called T-ply. So T-ply is a thin material, it's only this thick, and that material is engineered to create the sheathing on the exterior of the home. Now, the first question that people have is, wait a minute, something that thin is going to hold together a whole house? And the answer is yes, it's been specially engineered just to do that. Now, the fasteners here are a little bit different. They're staples instead of nails. And like I said, the engineering behind the wall is a little bit different, and the waterproofing is a little bit different. But this material, this silver material on the outside, that's what a weather-resistant barrier. And then they do a little bit different treatment when it comes to how it's all sealed up. It overlaps each other, so this piece lays on top of this piece to create that seal. Now this material here is also engineered to be air resistant, so air can't get into the house as well when it's installed properly. Now, everybody's going to have opinions about different sheathing material, and those opinions, all of them, quite frankly, are valid, both the pros and the cons. But in the end, if you're given a choice, consult with experts that you know and trust that actually know this product when you're making your choices, because it can save on energy, it can save on repairs over the long term of the house, and it's a choice that if you're given the choice, you want to make a good choice. And also, don't skimp on it just because it's a few $1,000s more. That few $1,000s could save you tens of thousands of dollars in the end. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, whatever it takes. Comment down below, and we'll see you in the next video.